Hello everyone, we are Group 3 and for today's discussion we will be presenting free falling bodies. Throughout this presentation, we will cover the fundamental concepts and solve different applications involving free fall motion. We will also demonstrate how the equations of motion are used to analyze the movement of objects under the influence of gravity. By the end of this discussion, we hope to help you better understand how the principles of free fall are applied in solving real-world physics problems. So without further ado, let us begin with our first presenter, Mr. Ron Kirby Santos.
Good day, sir. I'm Ron Kirby C. Santos. So, ano nga ba yung free fall? So, yung free fall is, it covers the definition of free fall and explain that the only force acting on the object is gravity. So, this example is about sa acceleration due to gravity. Pag-aaralan muna natin siya ng gusto. So, dito, kung meron kang bola at nirelease mo siya from the rest, babaksak siya at mag-accelerate siya ng 9.8 per meter per second squared. So, kapag magre-record ka sa acceleration, sabihin niya sa ito kung kano yung velocity kada segundo. So, initially, yung speed niya is pwedeng 0. So, kada 1 second, yung velocity niya is magiging negative 9.8 meter per seconds. So, yung speed is lagi siyang positive. So, yung velocity is depende sa positive, yung plus at positive niya, magdedepende yung sign niya, depende kung saan direction. So, y direction kaya siya na negative 9.8. So, yung acceleration is 9.8 per meter per second. Kasi yung gravity niya is negative, yung gravity niya is pababa. So, 2 seconds later, magiging yung velocity is negative 19.6 meter per second. So, kada second is nag-a-add yung velocity niya kada segundo. So, 3 seconds, magiging velocity niya is 29.4 meter per seconds. Bakit nadadagdagan siya? So, nag-plus lang siya, pa-decrease. Pero yung speed natin is magiging 9.8 meter per second, 19.6 meter per second, 29.4 meter per second. Kasi yung speed is lagi siyang positive. Bawal siyang mag-negative. Dito, makikita ninyo kung gaano kada nagbabago yung acceleration kada segundo. So, bago tayo magpatuloy sa free fall is, kailangan muna natin malaman yung mga equation para masagutan yung mga problem sa free fall. So, meron tayong D equals to VT. So, yung distance is scalar ng quantity displacement is a vector. So, displacement can be positive or negative, but yung distance is lagi siyang positive. So, anytime an object is moving with a constant speed, you can use this equation. Distance equals VT. So dito sa apat na to is ito VT is equals VO plus AT. V can final equals to represent the final or final velocity, and V is initial speed, the initial speed or initial velocity as the acceleration. T is the time, so you may use the word speed and velocity interchangeably. Just remember that the velocity is speed with direction. Is the scalar quantity, it is positive. So, yung velocity can be positive or negative, depende sa direction, kung kanan, kalita. So, kapag dito, positive. So, kapag dito, yung velocity niya is negative. Pero yung free fall situations is, nagdi-deal siya sa motions. So, pagka pataas, yung velocity niya is positive. So, pag bababa, yung velocity niya is negative. Yan. So, yung next formula is D is equals to V E 1/2 AE squared. D is equals to 1/2 V initial of final times T. So, VO2 plus 280. Yung mga final formulas na kailangan. Ayan yung mga final formulas na malaman mo. So, V and VO plus 280. And this is equation is only moving at constant speed and acceleration. You can use this for. So, let's start in this problem. A ball is dropped from the rest on a cliff. What is the speed of the ball 5 seconds later? What is the velocity of the ball at this time? How far does it travel during this time? What is the displacement of the ball? So, yan. Sabihin natin, ito yung cliff. Ito yung bola. It falls down, pero di natin alam kung bababa siya. So, hanapin natin yung speed niya 5 seconds later. So, mahalaga yung importante ko na yung kailangan mo hanapin tsaka yung variable na hanapin mo. So, yung initial speed mo is 0. So, yung goal natin is hanapin yung final speed niya. So, yung time niya is 5 seconds. Yung acceleration niya is negative 9.8. Kasi nga, yung direction niya is pababa. It's Y direction. So, yung equation na kailangan natin gamitin is V final plus V plus B plus A E. Velocity is 0. So, yung acceleration niya is ito. Negative 9.8. Time is equals to 5. So, ang sagot niya is negative 49 meter per second. So, ngayon bumalik tayo sa tanong. Gano'ng kabilis yung ball 5 seconds later? So, tignan natin yung sagot natin dito. Yung sagot natin is magiging speed niya is positive 49 meter per second. S. So, yung S kasi, yung S is positive. So, lagi siyang positive yung speed natin, diba? So, ayun yung sagot natin sa letter A. So, yung velocity natin is ayan. Kasi yung bola is nagdadirect siya sa Y velocity. Ay, nagdadirect yung ito sa negative direction. Punta tayo sa part C. How far does it travel during this time? Ano equation yung kailangan natin gamitin dito? So, yung equation na kailangan natin gamitin dito is D equals V initial T plus 1/2 AT squared. Meron na tayong initial speed at velocity. So, equals 0 plus 1/2 acceleration is 9.8 T is 5. Back. So, kalahati ng 1 negative 9.8 is so, yung half ng negative 9.8 is negative 4.9. Multiply natin siya dito sa 5 squared. So, magiging distance niya is negative 122.5 meter. So, ito yung magiging sagot natin sa part C. So, sagot natin sa part C is negative 122 kasi hinahanap nun kasi displaced travel. So, yung magiging sagot natin sa part C is magiging 122.5. So, whenever an object moves in one direction, if it doesn't change direction, if it moves straight, the distance and displacement, they have the same value. They have the same magnitude, but the signs may be different. So, depending on sa direction. So, katulad dito, negative. So, the problem is, a ball is thrown upward at 10 meter per second, then caught at the same height at which it released. Calculate the maximum height the ball reaches above where it was thrown, as well as the total time the ball spends in the air. Find the velocity. So, ito yung 5 kinematic kinematic formulas kinematic variables na gagamitin natin para masagutan yung maximum height. Displace initial velocity, final velocity, acceleration at time. So yung Jesus natin is in V. So if babasahin man kung iintindihin, so yung natin final velocity is yung initial velocity natin is 10. So yung VF natin is 0, acceleration natin is negative 9.8. Ayan. So yung gagamitin natin na formula is 2 1 squared plus 2 yeah. So yung ating BF is 0 squared, ang ating initial velocity is 10 squared plus 2, acceleration is negative 9.8. Yan. So equal siya sa 5.1 meter. So maximum height aba 20 plus. Yan yung maximum height natin, 20. So max maximum height 20 plus 5.1 equal siya sa maximum height equal sa pagplasin 25.1 meter. So sagutan naman natin yung total time it landed. Total time So same process, same variables. Stats natin is negative, display 20. Siya yung BF natin is wala tayong BF dito. A is negative 9.8. Time is missing. So we will use formula. We are 1/2 acceleration time squared. So negative 20 equals 10 plus 1/2 negative 9.8 yung acceleration plus time. So wala pa tayong time. So VF V initial plus 2 yan. So VF equals 10 squared plus 2 negative 9.8 negative 20. So equal siya sa negative 22.18 meter per second. So yung VF naman natin dito is gagamitan natin V initial plus A acceleration time. Ito na pala. So VF is 22 negative 22.18 meter per second. So 10 initial velocity acceleration at negative 9.8 t. So, yung total time natin is para makuha siya is ito, 3.28 seconds. At yung ating final velocity is yung nasa tanong na mismo. May mga ganyan tanong na panggulo lang. So ating final velocity is yan, eto siya guys.
Good day, everyone. I am Elizaline Vasquez, and I will be solving the problem number 2 for our topic, free-falling bodies. Problem number 2 here states that a ball is projected vertically upward from the top of a 150-meter high building at a velocity of 36 meters per second. Now we have to determine the maximum height above the ground reached by the ball. How long will it take for the ball to reach its maximum height? How long will it take the ball to reach the ground? And with what velocity will it hit the ground? Now I have here the illustration of our problem. Meron tayong 150-meter high building. We have point 1, point 2, and point 3 of our ball. And each point, meron tayong given and meron tayong unknowns. At point 1, our time is 0. Our velocity is 36 meters per second, which is given na. And then our displacement is 0. So, nakuha natin yung displacement na 0 since ang ating datum is nandito, kung saan nag-start yung ball, and kung nasaan din yung ating point 1. Therefore, our displacement should be 0. At point 2, our time is still unknown, our velocity is 0, and our displacement is also unknown. At point 3, our time and our velocity is unknown, but as you can see, we have negative 150 meter na displacement sa ating point 3. So, nakuha natin siya, since ayan ang datum natin, yung nasa point 1, then our displacement is eto. Kung saan makikita natin na equivalent siya sa height ng ating building na 150 meter. Therefore, ang ating displacement is 150 meter. Pero dahil nga yung direction natin is going downward, ang magiging sign natin is negative. Kaya naging negative 150 meter yung ating displacement at point 3. Okay? So, for our gravity naman, our gravity is downward also. Ang initial direction ng ating ball is upward. Therefore, ang ating positive sense is upward, which you can see opposite siya sa ating gravity. Therefore, ang ating gravity should be negative. Okay? Meron din tayo ditong tatlong kinematic equation that we can use to solve our problem. So, now that we are all set, we can start solving our problem. So, for our letter A, determine the maximum height above the ground reached by the ball. So, ang hinahanap natin is yung maximum height, which is etong nasa point 2. Right? Nandito sa point 2 yung ating maximum height, since yan yung pinakamataas na point ng ating ball. So, we have to find its displacement. Now, as you can see, meron tayong given na initial velocity na 36 meter per second. We also have our final velocity at point 2 na 0. And we have our gravity na negative 9.81. So, to find our displacement at point 2, we can use this third equation, right? Since meron siyang initial velocity and final velocity, meron din tayong gravity. So, ang ating missing na lang is yung displacement. So, we can solve that with this. Ayan. Nilagay natin yung final velocity natin na 0. And then yung initial velocity na 36 plus 2 times yung ating gravity na negative 9.81. And then yung ating missing na displacement at point 2. And it will give us an answer of 66.055 meter. Pero since ang tinatanong nga is yung maximum height na na-reach ng ball from the ground, yung 66.055 meter kasi natin, hanggang sa datum, papunta sa point 2 lang siya. So, ganito. From our datum to our point 2. That's our 66.055 meter. Now, kung sinasabi, maximum height reached by the ball from the ground, kailangan nating i-add itong remaining displacement, which is yung yung positive na 150 meter na height ng ating building. So, i-add lang natin siya, 66.055 meter plus 150 meter. It will give us an answer of 216.055 meter. Okay? Yan yung ating final answer for our displacement at point 2 or yung ating S sub 2. Okay. Now, pwede na nating ma-solve yung ating second na missing, which is itong letter B. How long will it take for the ball to reach its maximum height? So, hinahanap naman is yung maximum height ng ating ball, which is yung nasa point. Yung ating nasa point 2. Okay? Let me clear this muna. Okay. Ang hinahanap natin is yung time here sa ating point 2, which is yung T sub 2. So, as you can see, meron tayong initial velocity, meron tayong final velocity na 0 ulit, and then meron tayong gravity na negative 9.81. Then we can solve for our time using the first equation. No? Since this is more easier than this second equation, pwede naman natin ding gamitin to. Pero mas madali kung ito yung gagamitin natin. So, let's use the first equation. Plug in lang ulit natin siya. Ayan. Final velocity, meron tayong 0, equals yung initial velocity na 36, plus yung gravity natin na negative 9.81, and yung missing natin na T sub 2. Pwede nating i-shift solve yan, and it will give us an answer of 3.67 seconds. Yan na yung final answer natin for our T sub 2 or yung maximum height ng ating ball. Okay? Now, let's proceed to our third missing problem, which is yung time ulit. How long will it take the ball to reach the ground? So, nahanap na natin yung maximum height. So, we have to find naman kung gaano katagal na reach ng ball yung ground natin. Okay? Now, to solve that, pwede nating gamitin ang ating equation number 2. Since meron tayong displacement at point 3 na negative 150, meron din tayong initial velocity na 36, and then may gravity tayo, then pwede natin gamitin ang equation number 2 to solve yung time natin. Right? So, plug in lang ulit natin yan. Yan. For our displacement, meron tayong negative 150 equals 36 na initial velocity times yung missing natin na time plus 1/2 times yung gravity natin na negative 9.81 and then yung missing natin na time raised to 2 or time squared. Pwede na nating isolve yan using shift solve. Then, we can get an answer of 10.31 seconds. Okay? Ayan. Nahanap na natin yung time natin at sa ground. Now, for our last problem, we have letter D. With what velocity will it hit the ground? So, para mahanap natin yung final velocity natin, kumpleto naman yung given natin sa point 1 at sa point 2. Meron na rin tayong time sa point 3. Yung final velocity na lang yung hinahanap natin. Then, we can use either this or this problem, or equation. Since sila lang naman yung merong final velocity dito sa tatlo, no? Pero let's consider first. Meron tayong final velocity. Ito ang hinahanap natin, ang final velocity. So, meron tayong initial velocity. And then, meron tayong gravity. Meron tayong time na t sub 3. So, we can use this, no? We can use our first equation. Kasi kung ito ang gagamitin natin, meron tayong initial velocity, meron tayong gravity, meron din tayong displacement, pero this one is much easier. So, let's use that. Okay? Ayan. To find our final velocity, ang ating initial velocity is 36 plus yung gravity natin na negative 9.81 times yung time natin at t sub 3 na 10.31, then it will give us an answer of negative 65.141 meter per second. Okay? Kompleto na yung ating problem. Okay? Nakuha na natin lahat. Then, I hope you guys learn something and I hope na gets nyo yung ating problem for today.
Ayan, so good day everyone, I'm Angelo De La Rosa and today naman is sagutan natin tong problem number 3. So, ito yung type of situation kung saan yung two objects are moving toward each other. And so, sabi dito so basahin natin. So, sabi dito sa problem number 3, a maintenance worker standing on the ground launches a small stone vertically upward with an initial speed of 20 meter per second. At the exact same instant, a stone accidentally slips from the hand of another worker standing on the roof of a 50-meter building and falls freely downwards. So, assuming air resistance is negligible. So, ang hinahanap natin dito is yung letter A, when do two objects pass each other? Tapos, letter B, at what height above the ground do they pass each other? Ayan. So, start na tayo. So, ayan, gilid ko muna to. Tapos, start tayo by writing muna yung given. So, ayusin muna natin ang settings. And, so, given. So, hatiin natin siya sa dalawa. Yung stone, tawagin natin siyang stone A. Stone A at yung stone B. Stone B. Yan. So, sa stone A, ito yung stone, yung unang sinabi. Ang movement niya is vertically upward. Yan. So, meron tayong given na initial velocity na, ano yung given initial velocity natin? 20 meter per second. Tapos, ano pa ba? Wala na, yun lang ang binigay. Pero meron tayong, ano dito, final velocity. Since sabi nga, di ba, nahulog siya from the building. So, that means, ang maging final velocity niya is 0 since mag-hit siya sa ground. Kaya, ang initial velocity ito ay meter per second. 0 meter per second. Ayan. Tapos, meron din tayong acceleration due to gravity na since pataas ang movement niya, ito ay -9 maging negative 9.81 meter per second squared siya. Since di ba di ba ang gravity pababa siya. So kapag pataas yung movement, edi negative siya. Opposite lang siya. Yan. Okay, so meron na tayo para sa stone A. Next naman is sa stone B. So sa stone B, sabi dito, stone and falls freely downward. So, ang movement naman dito is pababa. Since nahulog nga siya doon sa kamay ng worker, di ba? So, yung initial velocity ng B is equal to 0. 0 meter per second. Tama ba? Vertically up. Okay, tama. So, 0 nga siya kasi, di ba? Galing siya sa taas. For example, ito, galing siya sa taas. Tapos, mahuhulog siya pa ganun. So, kapag nandito, syempre, hindi pa siya gumagalaw. Kaya ang initial velocity niya lang is 0. So, wala tayong binigay na final velocity. Pero, meron din tayo dito na acceleration due to gravity na 9.81 meter per second. So, bakit positive? Kasi, ang movement nung object is pababa din. So, kapag ang movement, tandaan nyo, kapag ang movement ng object is downward, ang gravity nun is positive din. Since, di ba ang gravity, pababa siya palagi. Kaya kapag pababa yung object, ibig sabihin, pababa din yung gravity kasi nag-accelerate siya. Kaya siya positive. Yan. So, yan yung given natin. So, next is, sulat muna natin yung mga, bahin nga natin ito. Mga formula. Formulas. Yan. So, meron tayong equation number 1, Pf is equal to plus 80. Saka Vf squared is equal to Vo squared, tama, plus 2as. Tapos meron pa tayong s is equal to initial time plus 80 squared all over 2. Yan. So, ayan. Pwede na ba tayo magsimula? Pwede tayo magsimula, pero i-drawing na rin natin muna para ma-visualize natin siya. Yan. Ito yung building. Hindi pantay. Tay natin. Tapos, Hindi ito. Ito daw ay 50. Pero, mas maganda talaga dito, dinodrawing muna bago kukunin yung mga given para din alam mo kung ano itsura niya. So, may worker. So, kumbaga, may worker dito, di ba? Action ba to? Tapos si worker A to. Bale, ito si stone A. So, meron din worker dito. Siyang bato. So, siya, ang binato niya pataas, ito naman is nahulog. So, ito yung stone A. Ito yung stone B. And let's see, kunyari, simula dyan. Dyan. Kita sila dito. Ba't hindi pantay? Diyan. Tapos, hindi natin alam kung saan. Pababa. Pababa. Ito, pataas. Ito, pataas. Okay. So, ang hinahanap natin dito is yung time at saka yung height kung saan nagtagpo yung stone A. Pantay natin siya. Babother ako eh. Yan, yung stone A, saka yung stone B. So, hinahanap natin yung time dito. Saka yung height. Ayan. Okay, so, since may drawing na tayo, paano natin sasagutin to? Ay, kulang pa pala. Meron pa pala tayong, initial condition. Na yung S or yung height ng building is equal to 50 meter. Ayan. So, kompleto na tayo. Ano tayo nakalimutan? Okay, wala na. So, sagutin na natin. Solution. Let's call this pala equation 1, equation 2, and equation 3. Ayan. So, may mabubuo ba tayo dito? Relation. Meron. So, kung may kit, ito, stone ito pala. Stone B. Ayan. So, kung makikita natin, yung height daw, kasi diba, yung SB dito, SB, ibig sabihin yung height nung stone B before sila magtagpo dito. Ano to yung datum? Datum. Tapos, ito yung height ng stone A. So, kapag pinag-plus natin sila, ang equal lang nun is 50. So, meron tayong relation na ganito. SA is equal, plus SB is equal to 50 meter. So, since same lang naman sila sa same height lang naman sila makikita, pwede natin gamitin tong equation, dalawang equation na to para makuha yung time. So, start muna tayo sa stone 1. Stone number 1 or letter A rather, sorry. Stone A. Okay, so sa stone A, ang gagamitin natin is yung equation number 3. So, S equal to SA is equal to initial velocity niya na 20 times T, acceleration niya negative 9.81 T raised to 2 all over 2. Ito na yung first equation natin. Tapos, using naman yung stone B. SB is equal to initial velocity niya na 0, t plus since pababa nga siya, positive yung acceleration natin. So, plus 9.81 times yung t raised to 2 all over 2. So, simplify natin. B is equal to 0 na to. So, 9.81 t all over 2. Ito na ating equation number 2 na kailangan natin dito. Okay, so anuhin natin siya. Ayan. Ay, mali. So, this is our equation. Okay. So, substitute na pala natin siya sa it's equation na to. So, SA na 20t plus negative 9.81 t raised to 2 all over 2. Pa-plus natin siya sa equation number 2 which is 9.81t. Kalimutan tayo. Squared. Huwag kakalimutan ng squared. 2 is equal to 50. So, calculate na natin siya. Ano na lang natin to? Shift solve na lang natin. So, 20x plus negative 9.81 times yung x raised to 2 all over 2 plus 9.81 x raised to 2. Natin. So, kasi iba sa calculate sa online is equal to 50. Yan. So, x natin, ay ang x or ang t natin, ang time is equal to 2.5 seconds. So, ito na yung sagot natin sa letter A. Ito na yung time kung kailan nag-pass yung dalawang stone sa isa't isa. Ayan, so kung meron na tayong value ng t ng time, may time na tayo. So, pwede tayo mag-proceed sa letter B. So, sabi dito, at what height above the ground do they pass each other? Okay, so letter B. So, sa letter B, pwede gamitin na lang natin yung formula, yung equation number 3 na ulit, of course, is equal to VO T plus AT squared over 2. Okay, so, ang gamitin na lang natin is yung property ng stone A, since yun yung may given na velocity. Pero, relative siya dun sa time na nakuha natin, which is 2.5 seconds. So, stone A, using stone A relative to t is equal to 2.5 seconds. Ayan. So, para makuha natin yung final, magiging ano to, S is equal to initial velocity na 20, yung time na 2.5, ay ba't siya nag-ano? 20 times 2.5, yan, 20 times 2.5, plus acceleration negative 9.81, time na 2.5, raised to 2, kalimutan raised to 2, all over 2. So, ang S natin, ang height niya, kung saan sila nagtagpo, would be 20 times 2.5 minus 9.81 times 2.5 raised to 2 all over 2 would be 19.34 meter. Ayan. Bali, ito na yung sagot natin sa letter B. So, at the height of 19.34 and time of 2.5 seconds, dun nagtagpo yung stone A and stone B. Yan. So, ito na yung final answer natin for problem number 3. So, ayun lang. Thank you for listening and bye-bye.
So, good day everyone. For today, I will be presenting and solving the problem number 4 for our group. Problem number 4 indicates that Sean accidentally drops a ball from the roof of a 240 meters tall building. The ball is released from rest. At exactly 2.5 seconds later, Kyle, who's on the ground, throws the second ball vertically upward at 38 meters per second. How many seconds after the second ball is thrown will the two balls pass each other? At what height above the ground will they meet? So this type of problem is under the topic of one-dimensional kinematics, specifically vertical motion under the influence of gravity. The situation is that one object is dropped from the top of a building, while another object is thrown upward from the ground after a certain delay. Our goal here is to determine when and where the two objects will pass each other. So for this problem, we are given a height or building height of 240 meters. The first object is dropped from the top of a building with no initial velocity. So our initial velocity, subscript 1, will be 0. After 2.5 seconds, a second object is thrown upward from the ground with an initial velocity of 38 meters per second. The acceleration due to gravity is 9.81 meters per second squared, which is a constant. Then, what we need to find are, firstly, the time after the second object is thrown when they meet, and second, the height where they meet. So, before solving, we need to understand the motion of each object. The first object is simply dropped. Let's go back to the question. Then, meaning it starts with 0 velocity. Because it is falling downward, its height increases as time The height decreases as time increases. Then, the second object is thrown upward, meaning it initially moves upward, but gravity slows it down until it reaches at its highest point, then it starts falling down again when it reaches the highest point. Important thing to remember is that both objects are affected by the same gravitational acceleration. So both objects are being pulled down by the gravity. The only difference is that they start at different times and different positions. The first object starts at 240 meters above the ground. The second object starts at the ground, so at 0 meters. And let's begin solving. We will use the general equation for vertical motion, which is y is equals to our height plus initial time minus 1/2 gt squared, which is gravity times squared. Then, for the dropped object, the initial height is 240 meters. The initial velocity is 0, so we substitute. Y subscript 1 is equals to 240 plus 0 multiplied by t, which is time, minus 1/2 multiplied by 9.81, which is our constant for gravity, multiplied by t squared, or t raised to 2. The velocity term disappears because it is 0. This gives us y subscript 1 is equals to 240 minus 4.905 t squared. So, this will serve as our equation number 1. Now, for the second object starts at 2.5 seconds later. To avoid confusion, I will use another variable. Let t represent the time after the second object is thrown. Since the first object started earlier, its total falling time is t capital plus 2.5, or t subscript 1. T subscript 1 is equals to t plus 2.5. Second object follows, which is y subscript 2 will be equals to initial velocity multiplied by time minus 1/2 gt squared. So, just substituting the value, we have y subscript 2 will be equals to 38 multiplied by capital T minus 4.905 capital T squared. So, this will be our second equation. Now we need both equations to use the same variable. The first object uses t plus 2.5 because it has been moving longer. So think y subscript 1 will be equals to 240 minus 4.905 multiplied by t plus 2.5 squared, which is this. We just substituted the value that we have gotten from the previous equation. Now we will expand the square like square. So a plus b squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Yeah, that's how we expand a square. So therefore, substituting, we will have y subscript 1 will be equals to 240 minus 4.905 multiplied by t squared plus 5t plus 6.25. Sorry for the background noises. I'm close to the national road, so yeah, we have that. So we will multiply, which will result in y subscript 1 will be equals to 240 minus 4.905 t squared minus 24.525 t minus 30.656. Combining constants, the y subscript 1 will be equals to 209.344 rather minus 24.525 t minus 4.905 t squared. Now both objects have equation using t. So let's go back to the question. So we are finding the time, or how many seconds after the second ball is thrown will the two balls pass each other. So we're looking for the time when they will meet. Let's just say that they have the same height, so we can do y subscript 1 will be equals to y subscript 2. Then substitute our equations that we have gotten earlier to that equation. Then we will get this one, 209.344 minus 24.525 t minus 4.905 t squared be equals to 38t minus 4.905 t squared. Now we notice something important, that both sides have 4.905 t squared, which means that we can cancel it out. Because this happens because both objects have the same acceleration due to gravity, as we said earlier. That's why it's important to listen to whatever the presenter or the person in front is saying. Now for canceling, we will have 209.344 minus 24.525 t equals 38t. Then we will bring together the t terms to the one side, so move t terms to the right side and bring them together, which will result in 209.344 will equals to 38t plus 24.525t. Then combine the t terms, then we will have 209.344 will be equals to 62.525t. Now we just solve. Equate that t will be equals to 209.344 divided by 62.525. So therefore our t, or our time, will be 3.35 seconds. So our time, so the objects or the two balls meet at 3.35 seconds after the second object is thrown. So yeah. So now that we have the time, we can just substitute it to our previous equation. Then we will have the height of our, the height where they will meet. So here's the equation. We use here the second object's equation, which is the second ball, which is y subscript 2 equals 38t minus 4.905t squared. because it's shorter and more easier to solve. Yeah, that's the right reason. Then, now that we have the value of t, we just substitute. Then we will get y subscript 2 will be equals to 38 multiplied by 3.35 minus 4.905 multiplied by 3.35 squared. Then, 38 multiplied by 3.35 will be equals to 127.3. Then we will just minus the remaining equation, which is the 4.905 multiplied by 3.35 squared will be equals to 55.05. Then just minus the two values that we have gotten. Then we will get a height of 72.25 meters above the ground. To summarize the solution, we have the first object was dropped from the top of a 240 meters building. The second object was thrown upward after the delay of 2.5 seconds. So we have a delay. That's why we need to find the time, the proper time. Yeah. After setting up the motion equations, making the time variables equal, like we did earlier, like we equate them together, then y sub 1 is equals to y sub 2. That's why we got the t terms combined. We will get the 3.35 seconds. Let's go back here. 3.35 seconds after the second object is thrown. And the location where they pass each other will be 72.25 meters above the ground. So the key idea in this problem is that although the objects move in opposite directions, they experience the same acceleration because of gravity. This causes the acceleration terms to cancel when solving for the meeting time. So, yeah. That's just how you solve the problem. Let's go back. If you have some questions, just ask Sir Raven. That will be all. So, thank you, and on to the next reporter.
Alright, so greetings everyone, especially sa mga students and learners na interested na matutunan yung physics about sa rectilinear motion, which is particularly about the free falling bodies. Pero bago po niyan, disclaimer lang po muna. Kaya pagpasensyahan niyo po muna yung voice ko because I'm currently experiencing coughs and colds na kung saan I'm suffering for a past few days. So anyway, recap muna tayo sa ating topic about the free falling bodies kasi mga 4 problems na ang nadaan natin, baka makalimutan pa yung kanilang fundamentals. Okay, so guys, tandaan nyo naman itong tatlong kinematic equation na to, which is nakikita natin siya sa mga previous lessons ng mga topics about sa rectilinear. So remember guys, yung tatlong equation na yan is strictly must be used kapag ang acceleration natin is constant. Ayan. Kung sa tingin nyo ay varying naman yung acceleration, doon na yung papasok yung mga differentiation or integration ng mga acceleration, yung ating velocity, as well as yung distance. Ayan, so yung tatlong formula na yun is mostly makikita natin kapag ang object natin ay nagta-travel sa horizontal plane. Or I mean yung horizontal distance. Pero what about yung sa ating magiging free falling? Doon na yung papasok yung kanilang or magiging magiging vertical distance na yung pagta-travel ng ating mga objects. So dito na rin papasok yung influence ni gravity, na kung saan siya yung dahilan para mag-pull yung mga objects towards the Earth center. Ayan. And sometimes alam naman natin yung value ng ating acceleration due to gravity, yung g is equal to 9.81 meters per second squared.
And dahil sa influence ng ating gravity, mababago yung formula natin into vertical vertical components na. So first, though yung velocity pa rin, it's still the same. Ang mag-iiba lang dito yung A, mag-change lang siya into G, while yung delta X ay mapapalitan na siya into Y, which means yung vertical distance niya or height. So pasok tayo sa kinematic equation 1. Dito magta-transform na yung problem natin into V or final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus yung acceleration due to our gravity times yung time. Yan yung magiging kinematic equation 1 natin. Pangalawa, i-change lang natin yung ating delta x into y that represents the vertical distance equals to initial velocity times yung kanyang time plus 1/2 ayan times yung acceleration due to gravity times yung kanyang time and squared. That represents the kinematic equation number 2. Pangatlo, about sa final velocity natin. Still same pa rin sa initial. Plus 2 times yung G and then yung changes ng ating vertical distance. And this is our equation 3. So nga pala, may onting changes lang tayo dahil medyo nagkamali tayo sa pag-analyze natin ng sign about sa acceleration due to gravity in terms ng free falling. So dito papasok yung ang sabi sa internet, yung acceleration due to gravity is always negative 9.81 meters per second squared. So therefore, mababago din natin yung mga signs dito sa nauna nating formula into final velocity equals v ay yung initial minus yung gravity times yung time. Yan. Pangalawa, yung y equals initial velocity plus minus yung 1/2 gravity, yung acceleration due to gravity times time squared. Pangatlo, yung final velocity squared, initial velocity squared minus 2 yung acceleration due to gravity and then yung changes nung height. Yan. So ito na yung magiging formula natin for solving the particular problem natin, which is yung last problem. So ayan, papasok tayo sa ating final problem, which is all about yung two objects that are thrown vertically upward. And another thing is yung one object is thrown upward from a tower or building and yung another object natin is thrown vertically upward from the ground. Okay, so dako tayo sa pinaka problem natin. Two objects are thrown vertically upward at the same time. One from the top of a 100-meter building at 20 meters per second and another from the ground at 40 meters per second. In order to determine how many seconds it takes for them to pass each other and the specific height above the ground at which they meet. So ayan, explain natin. May dalawang object na binato vertically upward or yung motion niya is pa straight line. Gaya nito. Example, ito. Yan yung object that thrown upward. Pero may sinabi dito sa problem na yung isang object natin is binato siya na kung saan nakaposition siya above sa isang building, or to be specific, a 100-meter building, while the other object is yung galing naman sa ground. So ayan, based sa problem natin, ang hanapin natin yung kanilang time, yung kung kailan sila mag-meet or yung kailan magkakasalubong yung dalawang object. Pangalawa naman is yung kanilang height na kung saan, or yung specific height nila kung saan sila magmi-meet din. Okay. Okay, so to further understand kung ano yung problem natin, illustrate natin. So, example, ito yung horizontal line natin which represents the ground. Pangalawa yung ating yung tower. Ayan. Nandito si first object, or tawagin natin si object A. And yung pangalawa naman is si object B. Yun nandito sa ating ground. So ayan, yung dalawang objects na yan, yung represents yung upward arrow. Yan yung dalawang objects na binato vertically upward and at the same time. And the problem also, sinabi niya rito na yung building dito is 100 meter height. And then yung velocity, or yung, to be specific, yung initial velocity ng object A natin is 20 meters per second. While yung ating initial velocity for object B is 40 meters per second. Ayan. So since may mga values tayo, dito na yan ipapasok natin yung mga tatlong kinematic equations para mahanap natin yung kanilang time na magmi-meet, as well as yung kanilang height na kung saan sila magkikita. Ayan, ito na yung ating magiging illustration sa problem natin. But first is, i-list down muna natin yung tatlong kinematic equations para magkaroon tayo ng reference, as well as yung magiging guide natin sa ating pag-solve. So ayan, first is yung kinematic equation 1, VI minus acceleration due to gravity times time. Pangalawa, yung vertical distance niya is equal to initial velocity minus 1/2 acceleration due to gravity times yung kanyang time squared. Pangatlo, final velocity squared is equal to initial velocity squared minus yung 2 times yung acceleration due to gravity, and then yung difference or yung delta y, which is can be equal to yung final minus initial height. Ayan. Ayan. Dahil may formula na tayo, ililist down na lang natin yung mga values na meron tayo. So, dito sa ating focus mo tayo sa object A. Ayan, object A. And then si object B. Dito meron tayong initial velocity niya na 20 meters per second. Pangalawa, meron din tayong initial velocity ni object B na kung saan equals to 40 meters per second. And also another thing din dito, yung 100 meters na building. And yun dito papasok yung value ng yung y equals 100 meter. Or we will talk it about later kung paano natin siya i-input sa ating mga formulas. Ayan, so guys, with these values, gagamit tayo ng ating equation number 2. Kung saan y is equal to VI times t minus 1/2 GT squared, which is applicable siya both sa object A and object B. Pero may sinabi rito sa problem na kung saan yung time na dapat yung time na kung kailan sila magmi-meet, as well as yung height na kung saan sila magmi-meet. Therefore, ang mangyari dito sa ating equation is yung object A must be equal to object B. So, ang mangyari dito, isa-substitute lang natin yung equation 2. So, yan, ito VI t minus 1/2 GT squared is equal to, also the same, ito yung sa A pala, dito sa B. Pero guys, remember na meron tayong 100 meter na height from the object A. So, simply ilalagay lang natin siya dito sa part na to. So 100 plus, ayan, and then minus 1/2 GT squared. So the next thing na gagawin natin is isa-substitute natin yung mga values na meron tayo. Ay, pero bago yan, pansin nyo naman dito sa dalawang to na mayroon silang both na negative 1/2 GT squared sa both sides. Ang mangyayari, ika-cancel lang natin. Yan. Nakalimutan ko pala lagyan ng t dito or yung time. So ang matitira na lang dito ay 100 plus yung initial velocity natin sa A times time, as well as yung initial velocity natin sa object B times time. Next is, isa-substitute lang natin yung mga values na meron dito. 100 plus yung initial velocity natin sa object A na 20 meters per second times yung T. At is also the same, but 40 meters per second. Times ganyan time. Dito, pagsasamahin natin yung mga magkakapareho na term. Since yung 20 meters and 40 meters pareho silang may variable na t, doon natin pagsasamahin ng dalawang yan. Therefore, 100 meters is equal to 40 minus 20 meters per second, and then yung variable na t, subtract ayan, divide both sides by 20 meters per second, cancel. Therefore ang ating t ay magiging 5 seconds. Therefore, yung time na mag-meet ang dalawang object natin is kailangan 5 seconds before na mag-meet yung dalawang object na yun. So ayan, nasagutan natin yung ating first part ng problem natin. Ayan, so dahil nahahanap na natin yung time na kung saan sila or kung kailan sila mag-meet, therefore mahahanap na rin natin yung kanilang specific height kung saan sila nag-meet. Pero sa tingin nyo, ano bang mas magandang equation for two objects ang dapat gamitin? Si A or si B? But for me, mas okay na ang gamitin yung equation B. Dahil dito, mas kakaunti lamang yung terms na kanyang gagamitin. Ayan. So, i-write na natin yung ating formula. So, Y, yung object or yung object B, times yung time, ayan, equals to yung formula natin dito, yung initial velocity ni B minus 1/2 GT squared. Yan, dahil meron tayong time which is equals to 5 seconds, isa-substitute lang natin yung 5 into dito sa equation na to. So y 5 is equal to yung value natin ng velocity natin sa B, yung 40 times yung t, nakalimutan ko pala ilagay yung value ng t, yung t na kung saan 5 seconds minus 1/2 9.81 yung acceleration due to gravity, and then yung also yung time din squared. Yan. Since we have only one unknown, masasolve na natin ito ng dire-diretso lang. Yan. Bring down, tapos ayan. So continuation, dahil medyo naglolo ko yung camera ko, nag-blur, sa iba nagpo-focus. So 40 times 5 equals 200. Then cancel and cancel meters. minus 1 half 9.81 meters per second squared. Then 5 times 5, or yung 5 square natin is 25 seconds squared. Yan, pangatlo. Yung y, yan, bring down ulit, 200 minus, ayan, 1 half times 9.81 times 25. So ayan, grab lang natin yung calcu natin. Ayan, dito negative 1 half 9.81 then times 25, and that should give us, ayan, negative 122.625 meters din, kasi cancel sila both. 122.625 meters. Ayan. Ayan, since pareho ng may meters, direct na lang natin siyang isa-subtract. Subtract pala. Ayan. So, natin yung calcu natin. Ayan. 200 minus 122.625. Ang magiging answer natin is, ayan. Therefore, mag-meet yung object natin at 77.375 meters. Ayan. Yun na yung answer natin for sa second part. Since nasagot na natin yung ating yung problems natin, yung last problem, what would be the conclusions sa problem natin? First, yung two objects na they have two independent trajectories na kung saan nag-intersect sila sa mid-air after 5 seconds. Yun yung lumabas sa calculation natin. And it is about the 5 seconds after ng kanilang mag-launch. Pangalawa, yung precise moment naman dito, yung kung saan magmi-meet sila about sa 77.375 meters above the ground. Yan yung kanilang specific height na kung saan sila magmi-meet. So, pangalawa, yung pangatlo, dito papasok yung validation ng kinematic principles natin, na kung saan yung mathematics that proves the core theoretical concept, yung gravity, na kung saan yung gravity acts equally on all objects in free fall. Kasi regardless ng mass ng mga objects natin, or kung gagamitin natin yung formula ng yung force natin, which is yung force is equal to mass times acceleration, dahil maka-cancel out lang natin yung ating mass and matitira lang natin yung acceleration, which is yung 9.81 meters per second squared. So ayan, yan lang po yung lessons natin for free falling, and salamat sa pakikinig at sa pagnood ng video namin. God bless.